Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's broadcast of the Centennial Conference men's basketball action between the Swarthmore College Garnet and the McDaniel College Green Terror. Renee Clark is going to take us through the starting lineups, and then the game will begin shortly. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Hodnett here bringing you today's action. Swarthmore and McDaniel taking the court. Swarthmore in their home whites, McDaniel in their road greens. Here's the opening tip, won by Swarthmore. Matt Brennan bringing the ball up the court. Sean Thaxter getting the start today in replace of the injured Chris Bourne. Zach Yonda over to Brennan. Yonda thinks three, steps. Over to Robbie Walsh at the top. Hands it off to Liebrick. Now it's Thaxter, the long two. It's good. Swarthmore starting out with a 2-0 lead. Brooks bringing the ball up the court for the Green Terror. McWilliams, bounce pass over to Stewart. Pull-up jump shot, no good, rebounded by Thaxter. Outlet pass over to Brennan, and Swarthmore's on the run. Liebrick steps back, gets a screen from Thaxter. Thaxter, mid-range jumper again. It's short this time, rebounded by Brooks. Cannon with it now, dribbles in. Kick out to McWilliams, over to Brooks. Brooks drives, finds Stewart. Bounce pass over to Cannon. 8 on the shot clock for the Green Terror. Pump fake, another mid-range jumper, no good, rebounded by Liebrick. Brennan using the screen from Walsh, hands it over to Walsh. Liebrick on the wing, inside pass to Walsh. Spin move, backs down his defender, and finishes the post up. 4-0 Swarthmore lead. Jump shot by McWilliams is good, and McDaniel is on the board. Swarthmore resetting things quickly here. Matt Brennan pushing the pace. Screen set by Walsh. Thaxter over to Yonda for three. It's short. Rebounded by Brooks. Brooks, the leading scorer for the Green Terror, averaging 15.6 points a game. Shot by Brooks, three-pointer, no good, rebounded by Yonda. Brennan drives, spins. Down screen set by Thaxter. Brennan goes the other way with the pass, and it's Walsh on the wing. Handoff to Liebrick. Kick out to Yonda. Three-pointer from the corner. It's up and short. Rebounded by Austin Cannon. Brooks over on the wing, back to Cannon. Inside to Rossari. Nice little slip there by Cannon to get between the defenders and find Stewart under the basket for two. 4-4 ball game. Liebrick guarded by Cannon. Fakes the pass to Thaxter. Now it's to Yonda. Yonda drives, left-handed shot, no good. Rebounded by Stewart. McWilliams on the run. Finds Brooks, the trailer, three-pointer up and good. Wes Brooks coming into the game, shooting 47% from three-point land. Pass into Walsh, and we have a foul. Foul's on Rossari. And line change for Swarthmore as they bring in Shane Leffler, Henry Cousineau, Michael Rubio, and Andrew Kaufman. Sam Liebrick stays on the floor. And for McDaniel, Cameron Royster enters the game, wearing number 5. Liebrick over to Leffler. Now it's to Cousineau, the three-point threat, and he knocks it down. Cousineau, a freshman, hails from Minneapolis, Minnesota. McWilliams works around the screen, over to Royster, drives, over to Cannon. Now it's Brooks, back to Cannon for a three, it's short. Lands in the lap of Rossari, who is standing out of bounds. Swarthmore ball. Nick Yockey comes into the game. And Nick Perugino. Leffler over to Cousineau. Cousineau for three, it's up, short, drew some contact, no foul. Royster drives, left-handed dribble, off the glass and in. McDaniel takes the lead 9-7, under 15 to play. Liebrick over to Cousineau. Liebrick gets it back, three-pointer up and good. Swarthmore back in the lead. And ball is out of play. Brooks gets it back. Jump shot no good, rebounded by Walsh. Leffler to Brennan, who checked back in for Liebrick. Leffler skip pass to Cousino. Over to Kaufman in the corner. 5 on the shot clock. Walsh hands it off to Brennan. Three-pointer up, it's short. And Nick Yockey with the board. Royster, guarded by Cousino, drives right. Kick out to McWilliams, takes a step, three-pointer up, no good. Swarthmore going the other way. Walsh looking for the handoff and pass to Cousino. Off target, out of bounds. Cannon and Stewart come back into the game. And Thaxter and Yonda back in for Swarthmore. Perugino on the wing. Cannon drives, finds Stewart, gets Walsh in the air and draws the foul. First foul for the Garnet. Walsh leads the team in blocks with 26. He was definitely thinking about getting another one there. Stewart makes the first. Drains the second as well. Brennan across the timeline. Swarthmore sets up the two bigs on the elbow. Pass to Thaxter, Walsh all the way up top. He's not going to shoot from there. Gives it over to Yonda. Walsh over to Brennan. Drives, almost loses it, and the pass goes out of bounds. Swarthmore enters today's game third in the Centennial Conference with a 5-2 record. McDaniel, 6 with a 3-4 mark. Spin move out to Royster. 8 on the shot clock. Stewart tries to back down Thaxter. Brennan got a hand on that one. 3 on the shot clock. Shots up, and Stewart finishes it. Brennan to Walsh. Back inside to Walsh. Pivots, puts the ball on the ground. Left-handed hook, bounces around and drops in. Robbie Walsh brings Swarthmore within 1. Royster drives. Perugino hop step, hasn't knocked away. Cannon recovers it, fakes the shot. Back out to the wing. Perugino shot from the elbow is good. Brennan has Cannon on him, over to Walsh. Cousino inside to Walsh, spins, and he's fouled on the floor. That foul's on Nick Yockey. He'll step out. Kevin Rosari checks in. Entry pass from Brennan. finds Walsh. Liebrick into Walsh, immediately double team, gets the shot off regardless, and it's good. Walsh having a good start to this game. He leads Swarthmore with 6. Royster with it now. Likes to drive left, but loses it here. Brennan's got it now, trying to get around Cannon. Spin move, runs into the double team. Fouled on the floor. It should be on Cannon. It is. McWilliams and Brooks will come back in for Swarthmore, or excuse me, for McDaniel. Liebrick has got to get it in. Finds Thaxter, takes a big step, tried a no-look pass, had it knocked away. Walsh recovers it, left-handed hook, a little bit long off the back of the rim. That pass a little bit too hard and catches Brooks in the head. He recovers. McWilliams drives, kicks it to Stewart. Shot off the side of the backboard. Shot clock at 8 as that didn't hit the rim. 5 for Brooks. Shot by McWilliams in time, no good, doesn't hit anything. Swarthmore ball and a shot clock violation. Andrew Kaufman in. Sporting the black shoulder brace. 6'7" sophomore forward from Massachusetts. Thaxter over to Kaufman. Liebrick into Yonda. 10 on the shot clock for the Garnet. Brennan drives, gets a little space. Jump shot from the baseline is good. Swarthmore ahead, 16-15, 9 minutes to play here in the first. Stewart, good find, connects with Rosari, who finishes the layup. Brennan to Yonda, good pump fake, draws the foul on the ground. Christian Rhodes will come in, getting his first minute to the game. Rhodes is a freshman from La Habra, California. Liebrick to Rhodes. Pulls it back out. Yonda sizes up a three. He's going to take it. It's good. Perugino called for the travel there. And it'll be Swarthmore ball on the turnover. So today's game featuring a matchup of two of the best shooters in the conference overall. It'll be Zach Yonda and Wes Brooks. Both very close to the elite 50, 40, 90 club. Yonda with it now. Inside to Walsh. Left-handed hook shot, short. He's going to be called for over the back. And Michael Rubio checks in for Walsh. It's like I was saying about Brooks and Yonda. Brooks is shooting 51% from the floor, 47% from three-point land, and 89% from the free throw line. Yonda very close to that, 50% from the floor, 41 from three, and 85 from the free throw line. Brooks with it now, guarded by Liebrick. Gets a screen. Liebrick takes a tumble on that solid pick. Royster goes right at Kaufman. Kaufman keeps up with him, but is called for the body. First foul committed by Kaufman. 3 fouls for the Garnet. And that'll send Royster to the line, shooting 2. Hits the first. Royster scored 14 points off the bench on Thursday, helping McDaniel beat Haverford. Garnet are 2-4 in their last 6 games. They've won those last 2. Second attempt by Royster. Thought it was going to rim out, but it drops in. Tie ball game 19-19, under 7.5 to play. Rhodes guarded by Cannon. Over to Liebrick. Gets a screen set by Rabayo. Good job reading that switch, but runs into a double team. Kaufman to Cousino. Inside to Rabayo. Good fake, strong move. Can't finish the basket though. McWilliams. Inside pass, it's back out to the perimeter. Back to McWilliams. The underhand bounce pass finds Stewart, and he draws the foul. Is this on Kaufman? It is, his second in a very brief span here. Stewart to the line, 67% free throw shooter, misses the first. Thaxter in, Kaufman out for the Garnet. Second shot is good. Rhodes drives, steps back out. Liebrick into Rabayo. Back to Liebrick for 3, it's good. That shot looked like Liebrick was taking a page from Matt Brennan's book, throwing the right foot forward on the shot. Brennan's signature shot. McWilliams looking inside, and Rhodes with the kick ball. Shot clock stays at 16. Royster into Cannon. Back to Royster, runs into 3 defenders. McWilliams called for the travel. Matt Brennan and Zach Yonda come back in for Swarthmore. Thaxter over to Rabayo. Yonda with it now, drives, finds Brennan, 3-pointer up and good. Last time out, Matt Brennan led Swarthmore with 22 points against Dickinson. It's an 82-68 win for the Garnet. Cannon left alone, doesn't shoot, goes inside to Stewart. Turnaround jump shot. That hook was nice. Brennan to Yonda. Cousino inside to Thaxter, has it stripped away. I believe that was Royster that knocked it away. Gets it back, fast break, completes it. Royster getting it done on both ends. Thaxter sets the screen for Yonda. Rubayo rolling to the basket. Cousino with it now. Rubayo has it on the wing to Brennan. Drives. Has it knocked away. Ball's loose. Lots of players on the floor. Brennan can't get a shot off, and shot clock violation for the Garnet. Royster to inbound on the sideline, decides to call timeout. They're not seeing any options. Didn't want to get called for the 5-second violation. Royster finds someone to inbound to this time. It's Brooks. Back to Royster. Bounce pass inside to Yaki. 8 on the shot clock. Stewart working on Thaxter. Hook shot, no good. Leffler recovers it. Looked like he was going to throw it at Yaki, but then he saw that Brennan was open and gets it to him in time before coming back down. Brennan drives, draws the foul, running into the elbow of Yaki, the 6'6" senior from Bethesda, Maryland. 5 fouls now on the Green Terror. First free throw by Brennan is good. Brennan shooting 79.5% from the line. Second free throw off the front of the rim, but it drops in. Brooks over to Perugino. Royster gets a screen set by Stewart. Finds Stewart. McDaniel really using a lot of shot clock, and Stewart loves that hook shot. Another basket for him. He's got 11. Skip pass across to Leffler. Handoff to Liebrick. Back to Leffler. Good spin move by him. Left-handed shot, no good. Rubayo with the tip, bounces around, and it's McDaniel ball. Perugino over to Royster on the wing. Drives, collides with Leffler, And Leffler will be called for the foul. Yonda checks in, and as will Cousino. And we have a collision in the paint. That foul's on Cousino. His first. Inbounds pass to Brooks, immediately shoots it. Fires it a little bit long, tries to steal it from Brennan. Brennan, one-handed outlet pass to Yonda on the run. And Yonda gets the layup on the fast break. Royster over to Brooks. Stewart with it now, backs down Thaxter. Hook shot no good. Thaxter with the rebound. Brennan drives, Thaxter was left alone for a second. Yonda, step back, no good, rebounded by Perugino. And McDaniel losing it on the sideline there. Looked like Brennan knocked it away, but it was last touched by a McDaniel player. Microbio checks out. Brennan with the drive. Screen set by Thaxter. Yonda, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Rosario. Cannon inside to Rosario. Hands it off to Royster. Perugino to Cannon. 8 on the shot clock. Goes up, Thaxter called for the reach. And Cannon will take 2 from the charity stripe. Cannon, 72% free throw shooter. Misses the first. Second shot no good. Thaxter with the board. 30 seconds left. 20 on the shot clock. $10 on the shot clock now. Swarthmore won't be able to hold for the last shot, but they're going to use as much of this time as they can. Brennan drives, gives it to Yonda. 2 on the shot clock, has to get it off. It's good. Beating the buzzer is Zach Yonda. And the half will run out. Swarthmore with a 6-point lead going into the locker room. Zach Yonda, a clutch three-pointer, gives him 8 points through the first half. Matt Brennan with 7, Sam Liebrick and Robbie Walsh with 6 each. For McDaniel, it's been Stewart leading the way with 11 points. Royster has 6. Give you a quick team comparison. Swarthmore edging McDaniel so far from the floor, 48% to 45.5%. Swarthmore 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. McDaniel just 1 for 5. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in 15 minutes for the start of the second half.
Centennial Conference is about balance. We want the students to become the best they can be in the classroom, the best they can be in their athletic pursuits, and our colleges do everything we can to enhance that. You're going to feel the exact same things that you would feel as a Division I or Division II athlete in the Centennial Conference. You're going to feel the heart racing. Your teammates are going to be cheering you on. You're going to be in that huddle, firing each other up, getting ready for the opening tip or the first kickoff. All of this is what we look for and we hope that our students get to achieve in the conference. And you look at the rivalries in our conference, and these schools have competed against each other for over a century. To be able to turn them over to talented faculty and talented coaches to bring out what we all know is there, that athletic ability, that ability to achieve in the classroom, the ability to achieve in the lab. The community that we build within the Centennial Conference is truly special. We have 11 schools that are competing in everything they do. They're competing for the best faculty, they're competing for the best students, they're putting together the best facilities. There are 43 conferences, and I feel that the Centennial Conference is at the top of Division III.
1, 2, 3.
On the field of competition, you're going to be a starter. You're going to be a key reserve. You may be an all-conference player. You may be an all-American player. In the classroom, you are going to achieve great things. You could be on the dean's list. You could receive a departmental award. You could receive the college's highest prize when all is said and done. It's the ability to provide that kind of balance to allow a student to achieve in both ends, which makes the Centennial Conference remarkable.
My name's Erin Gluck, and I'm captain of the field hockey team. I am studying both math and computer science, so double major. They're very practical, but also math kind of gives me like a unique way of looking at all other disciplines, so I like that analysis technique. I think that I'd like to work in some kind of technology field, doing either development or possibly analysis of some kind. One thing on campus that's during the spring I do is the VITA tax volunteer. So we help people of lower income do their taxes. Also, my family is just big into community service. I kind of grew up with that my whole life, and we do a lot of community service in the optical field, like giving glasses to people that can't afford to get eye tests or can't afford glasses. So I think as a captain, it's important to lead by example. So, you kind of set the tone for practice, warm-ups, games, everything, and it's really important your intensity and how because people are looking up to you. So you got this whole team and you can kind of set the tone. So my favorite things about playing field hockey. Well, I just like being on a team, like the team atmosphere, and I like playing team sports, and it's fun. The team was a big help for me, at least my freshman year, like knowing everyone and having that support system, I would say, because it's a support system on and off the field. So yeah, and it's fun. Well, my favorite moment always is going to be that game freshman year in overtime. It was against Gettysburg, and we won. Nia, who's like another player that was on the team, and I had this really good give and go that scored that final goal in overtime. So that was my highlight.
And welcome back here to Tarbell Pavilion for the start of the second half of this Centennial Conference men's basketball game between McDaniel and Swarthmore. McDaniel with the ball. Pass inside, it's Stewart, post up. A little bit short on that hook shot, and Swarthmore's got it going the other way. Sam Liebrick with it now. To Thaxter, inside pass to Walsh, who had his man sealed. But somebody got a hand on that pass, and it's McDaniel with it now. Cannon drives, draws two defenders. Brooks uses the screen. Thaxter there to help. McWilliams drives. Stewart with it now. Shots up, high off the glass, no good, and Liebrick and Rosari get tied up under the hoop. That'll be a foul on Liebrick. Notice McDaniel really using a lot of the shot clock on their possessions, tending to attack the hoop when there's about 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Cannon on the wing, screen set by Stewart. Pass back into Stewart, guarded by Thaxter. Thaxter trying to keep him away. Shots up by McWilliams. Front of the rim, no good. An offensive board, corralled by Rosari, and he finishes for two. Brennan to Walsh. Pass inside intended for Walsh. Rosari getting a hand on that one. Jump ball called, it'll stay Swarthmore possession. Lob pass into Walsh. Thaxter with it now. Liebrick to Brennan. Thaxter backdoor cut by Yonda. Really good idea. But that pass knocked away. It'll stay Swarthmore ball, 6 on the shot clock. Brennan inside to Walsh. He's hooked by Rosari. And that's the first foul by McDaniel this half. Thaxter looking for that backdoor cut again. Yonda with it now on the arc. Inside to Thaxter. On the baseline, drives, spin move. Comes back the other way. And that pass looked like it was intended for Yonda. Somehow Brennan keeps it on this side of the half court. Yonda for three, it's long. Brooks with the board. Leaves it for Cannon. Back on the far side. Now comes back to Brooks in front of his bench. Rosari trying to work on Walsh. Kicks it back out of the paint. Screen set. Jump shot from the elbow, no good. Liebrick comes down with it, passes it before he hits the ground. Brennan dives, and we have a pile. Possession arrow is in McDaniel's favor. Kaufman, Cousino, and now Leffler comes in. Swarthmore with the 4-point lead. McWilliams over to Stewart. Stewart trying to get past Kaufman, turn around, goes right, gets the layup. Stewart now with 13 points, a game high. Liebrick to Kaufman. Now it's to Cousino. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 5 now. Cousino drives, goes to the lane. Called for the offensive foul. Cannon guarded by Leffler. Tries to get it into Stewart. Last touch by Leffler. Got a piece of that. Shot clock at 17. Brooks fakes the jump shot. Gives it to McWilliams. Brooks drives, gets the switch, gets around Walsh, and high off the glass. Nice finish. Liebrick looking for the lob into Walsh. Played well, but McWilliams read the lob and offered the help side D. Jump shot from the baseline by McWilliams. And with that, McDaniel takes the lead, 34-32. That'll draw a timeout from Swarthmore head coach Landry Kozmalski with 15:20 to play here in the second half. Again, it's McDaniel 34, Swarthmore 32. We'll be right back. Cousino with the inbounds. Matt Brennan will set up the offense. Yonda looking for Walsh, and Walsh draws the foul from Nick Yockey. Yockey called for the reach. Yockey now with 3. Cousino in the corner. I don't think he has his dribble. Gives it to Yonda. Kaufman cuts over to help him out. Yonda almost lost his dribble, recovers. Brennan pops outside, pass inside to Walsh. Passes it over to Kaufman, who gets the bucket. Good bit of interior passing on the baseline by Walsh there. McWilliams to Brooks. Now it's Cannon looking for Yockey. Tries to get around Walsh. Kaufman there to help. Stewart glides in and drops in another basket. He's got 15. Walsh dribbles, fakes the handoff. Cousino inside to Walsh. Goes up right. Hook shot good. Walsh now with 8. Stewart tries to get open underneath. Kaufman's on him. Inside to Stewart. Dribbles, draws a double team. 8 on the shot clock. Drive. The runner is good. Austin Cannon gets the basket. Walsh at the top. Cousino, he'll shoot that. Three-pointer up and good. Cousino, the freshman, knocking down his second three-pointer of the game. McWilliams fakes the pass, dribbles into the lane, kicks it out to Cannon, drives, it's to Stewart, goes into the lane, no good. Rebounded by Yaki. New possession for the Green Terror. Stewart backs down Kaufman. He's got enough room for that hook shot that he loves so much. Gets another one to fall. Stewart's averaging 14.8 points per game. That's second on the Green Terror. Yonda for three. Little bit long. Brooks, another rebound. He has 6. Cannon uses the screen by Yaki for the pull-up jumper at the elbow and knocks it down. McDaniel up by 3. Brennan gets around Brooks. Looked for Yonda in the corner. He wasn't home. And we'll have a host of subs here. Thaxter, Rubaio, Liebrick, and Christian Rhodes. Now why not let's sub everybody out. Shane Leffler comes in for Henry Cousino, and we have a fresh 5 on the court for the Garnet. We'll sneak in one more sub for McDaniel as well. Rosari re-enters the game. It's Brooks, Stewart, Perugino, Royster, and Rosari on the court for the Green Terror. Brooks, pass inside, last touch by Swarthmore. 18 on the shot clock. Pass to Stewart. Now it's Royster. Draws the switch, and Rubaio, not set, is called for the block. Shot by Brooks, no good. Liebrick with the board. Thaxter up top, gives it to Rhodes. He fires, three-pointer's good. Christian Rhodes evens this game up. Just under 11 to play. It's a 42-42 ball game. Big shot by the freshman. Royster, the left hand, off the glass and in. Rhodes looking to run right away. He's already at the free throw line. Pulls back out. Thaxter sets a screen for Leffler. Rubaio now. Dives. No pass to him there. Leffler looks for Rubaio on the post up. Backs down Rosari. Liebrick on the kick out. Three-pointer up and good. Huge bucket for Sam Liebrick. Royster in the corner. Kicks it to Rosari, left-handed hook, good. McDaniel takes the 1-point lead and calls timeout. 9:55 to play. It'll be a full timeout. Cannon will come back in. We'll take a quick break as these two teams talk things over. McDaniel comes out of the timeout showing a little bit of full court pressure. They back off of it after the first pass. Leffler handling the ball. Gives it to Rhodes. Rubio from the wing. I don't think he's going to shoot it from there. Handoff to Liebrick. He will. Jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Royster. Thaxter giving Royster some room. Perugino in the far corner. Draws a double team. Tries to get around the trap. No foul called as he falls out of bounds. Good defense by Swarthmore to smother McDaniel in the corner. Rhodes finds Thaxter, layup good. Thaxter was left wide open on the left side. Good find by Rhodes. Cannon dribbles to his right, finds McWilliams. 8 on the shot clock. Royster, pull-up jumper, short. Last touch by Rubio. Stewart comes back in. And Robbie Walsh back in, as well as Wes Brooks. Pass into Brooks, gets the quick shot off, no good. Rebounded by Thaxter. Rhodes advances the ball, tripped up a little bit, loses the ball, and Brooks comes away with the steal. Ball kept alive by McDaniel. Brooks with it now. Trying to use that screen on the wing to force a switch. Doesn't get it as Leffler stays with him. Stewart tries to back down Thaxter, kicks it out to McWilliams. Shots up, three-pointer in and out, no good. Rebounded by Thaxter. Swarthmore on the break. Liebrick gets to the baseline. Leffler's pass for Thaxter picked off by Brooks. Read that all the way. Goes up to the lane off the backboard, and Stewart with the finish. 3-on-3 on the break here as the rest of the teams catch up. Thaxter left alone for three. I've only seen him shoot one three-pointer this year. Shot by Liebrick, up and good. Liebrick's got the hot hand right now. 4 for 5 from three. He's got 12 points today. Royster, left-handed shot is good. Rhodes to Walsh. Liebrick thinks three, has Walsh, good seal, goes up. Oh, and they're calling that foul on the ground. Foul's on Kevin Rizzari. And we have a timeout taken by McDaniel. They'll take a full timeout. 6:19 to play here. We're all knotted up at 50. And Swarthmore gets the inbounds as we're back in action. Brennan on the wing. Over to Cousino. Pass a little too hot for Walsh. It's picked by Royster. 2-on-3 on the break. Royster goes up right-handed. Good. Liebrick breaks to the corner as Rhodes advances the ball to up the court. Rhodes over to Cousino. Spots up a three. No good. Walsh with the strong board. Muscles his way to the hoop and gets the basket. Tie ball game. 5:35 to play. Royster finds Brooks on the roll. He was looking for McWilliams. Pass off target. Sean Thaxter comes in. Replaces Rhodes. Thaxter, one of 3 seniors on the squad. He's gotten the chance to start the last 2 games with Chris Bourne sidelined with an injury. Cousino for 3. Cousino now 3 for 5 from downtown. Royster to McWilliams. Looks in for Rosari. Right-handed hook. A little too strong, rebounded by Thaxter. Brennan drives, goes all the way to the baseline. Has it tapped away by Brooks. Cannon comes in for McWilliams. Liebrick finds Thaxter on the inbounds. Handoff to Brennan. Under 4.5 to go. Brennan pops off the screen. Oh, and they're saying last touched by Royster. Swarthmore ball still. I didn't see the ball change direction at all, but I won't complain as a Swarthmore employee. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Brennan with it now. Walsh had a mismatch in the paint. That's gone. Thaxter, a little runner. Kind of an awkward shot. McDaniel trails by 3. Brooks with the ball now. Passes to Cannon. Stewart got hit from behind. I thought they were going to call him for a travel. But the movement caused by Thaxter. His second foul. Brooks gets the inbounds. Passes to Cannon. Royster into Stewart. Cousino there to help on the double team. Now it's Walsh in to help. Somebody's open. Thaxter switches and guards. Rosarian picks up his 3rd foul. Five team fouls for the Garnet. Only 3 for McDaniel. Long pass to Cannon. Out past 3-point land. Uses the screen from Stewart. Tries to get it back to him. Oh, and that pass for Liebrick, a little too strong, but reaches out with those arms and pulls it back in. Brennan has it knocked away. Cannon dives to the court. Brennan slow to get up. 15 on the shot clock. Cousino in the corner, inside to Thaxter, has a guard on him as Cannon Thaxter got away with the walk, but the pass to the other side, off target, out of play. Turnover anyway. 3:05 left in the game. Swarthmore hanging on to a 3-point lead. Brooks gets it across half court. We have a timeout called. 2:58 remaining. It's a 3-point ball game. Passed into Brooks. Liebrick all over him. No foul. Brooks brings it up the court. Brooks to Royster. Rosari swings it over to Cannon. Royster sets a screen for Brooks on the baseline. Inside look to Stewart. Double team. Kicked it out. Royster. Left-handed floater. No good. Rebounded by Thaxter. Big stop for the Garnet. Yonda in the corner. Step back. Has the bigger Rosari on him. We'll see if he tries to drive around him. McDaniel switches back and matches up properly with Yonda and Walsh. Thaxter to Yonda. He's got 6 on the shot clock. 4 now. Jump shot. No good. Not the best possession for the Garnet. 2 minutes to play. Cannon drives. Stewart keeps that one in bounds. Plows into Thaxter. Thaxter drawing the charge. Stewart lowering that shoulder. Something the NCAA has tried to crack down on this year, that bulldozing in the paint. McDaniel's going to match up with Swarthmore man-to-man the length of the court. Brennan's got it, brings it to the sideline, and we have another timeout. Swarthmore's lead still at 3. Minute 36 left here in the Garnet Sports Network. .20 seconds to work with for Swarthmore. Brennan to Liebrick. Lob pass inside to Walsh. Double team, gets the layup. Robbie Walsh is excited after that one. Good job of sealing his defender and grabbing that lob pass. It's a 5-point lead for Swarthmore. Brooks calls a timeout. And it'll be a full timeout. Swarthmore breaks the huddle first. They return to the court with four full timeouts in their pocket. McDaniel down to 1 timeout left. It's a 30-second one. Royster inbounds to Brooks. Only 8 on the shot clock now. Stewart has to get a shot off, runs into Thaxter, and kisses that off the glass. Brennan over to Liebrick. 3-point lead for the Garnet. They'll take one more of their full timeouts. Got 3 left to play with. Swarthmore's committed only 5 fouls this half. McDaniel 4. Good job by the officials today letting these guys play. McDaniel, if they're going to start fouling to get to stop the clock and try and get the ball back, they're going to have to commit a couple fouls here, as they need 3 more to send Swarthmore to the line. Sam Liebrick will inbound it on the far sideline. Brennan gets it up top. 10 on the shot clock. Liebrick drives. Yonda with the V-cut. Pass goes to Brennan. Tried to keep it from going back court. Ends up sliding with it, called for the travel. There were only 2 seconds left on the shot clock, so looked like a turnover was coming any way you sliced it. Pass inside to Brooks. Shot clock unplugged. Royster with it now. Look for the ball to come back to Brooks. It goes to Peregrino. 3-pointer up. No good. Rebounded by Stewart. Shots up by Brooks, three-pointer, long, rebounded by Liebrick, and that just might do it. Only the 5th foul by McDaniel. They'll try to quickly steal the inbounds pass and then foul immediately after that. They are running out of time. There's the foul. One more will send Swarthmore to the line. Cannon checks back in. He has more fouls to work with, I imagine. He does. Thaxter into Yonda. Yonda's fouled. And Yonda will walk the length of the court for at least one free throw. Good job by Swarthmore to get the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooter. Yonda, an 86% shooter from the line. 3.1 on the clock. One made free throw should ice it. First one's good. Cannon's going to come back in. Second attempt by Yonda, count it. 5-point game, 3.1 on the clock. Swarthmore looks like it has this one in the bag. Pending a miracle by McDaniel. I imagine the only way that McDaniel could possibly score 5 points here in 3 seconds is if they make a three-pointer, get fouled, and maybe get a tip-in on a missed free throw on that possession. Swarthmore should just not foul, let McDaniel shoot. There's not enough time. Shots up by Stewart, no good, and that'll do it here from Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, as the Garnet take care of McDaniel. 59-54 is your final. Swarthmore improves to 12-3 on the year, 6-2 in the Centennial Conference. McDaniel drops to 6-8 and 3-4 in the Centennial. Your leaders from today's game for Swarthmore: 3 players in double figures. Sam Liebrick with 12, Robbie Walsh with 12, Zach Yonda adding 10. And for McDaniel, with 21 points, it was Tim Stewart scoring the game high. Cameron Royster added 12. I want to thank you for watching today's Centennial Conference game. I'm Brandon Hodnett signing off on the Garnet Sports Network. Have a great weekend.